there's so many different things that people don't do or think it's not a thing that
Yeah.
affects our sleep. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked that I never thought about nightmares, because normally if I have a bad dream, I can normally get back to sleep. But I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not a police officer dreaming about my service weapon not going off. So
Right.
are you hearing a lot of people will have like a 3 a.m. nightmare, and then they're just up for the rest of the night because they're panicked?
Yeah, I hear a lot of things like that, right? Like people are waking up and their bed is completely soaked with sweat. You know, their heart is pounding out
Wow.
of their chest, like their breath rate is through the roof. And it's very disorienting too, right? Like everyone can relate to having some type of nightmare at some point, whether you're a service member or civilian or anything. And oftentimes it's very disorienting. Like it's hard to figure out sometimes where you are, especially like, you know, I do recommend that people sleep in complete darkness. So if you're waking up, like it may be hard to know, yes, where you are, what's going on. And also too, like it may be like, what year is it? Where am I? Like, am I back in time? And again, like I have a lot of
Right.
people who their nightmares are from many years ago. You know, when I was at the VA, I had a ton of Vietnam service veterans. And so, you know, that was decades ago. And yet
Yeah.
we're almost kind of a little bit stuck in the past with this type of stuff. And so some of the things that I recommend for people, and I have like a huge chapter in the book about nightmares, but I talk about, if you can, kind of sitting on the side of your bed, putting your feet flat on the floor and kind of just getting in touch with feeling, and like we'll turn on like a dim lamp or like a night light just to kind of get your bearings. But I recommend just kind of grounding. That's a big piece of it, is putting your feet flat on the floor. And then we'll do kind of like a 5 4 3 2 1 technique. So that looks
Hmm.
like looking around and seeing 5 non-distressing things. So, you know, maybe it's the water bottle on my nightstand, or you know, maybe I have a photograph in my room, like looking around and seeing 5 non-distressing things. And we do that for 4 things that you can hear. So maybe it's like the overhead fan, maybe it's like traffic outside. 3 things that you can feel. So maybe that is like the sheets or the bedding. I also recommend that people keep something on their nightstand or inside their nightstand, maybe like a rough rock, like something that's like really textured. Or if you
Okay.
keep a glass of water near your bed, like some ice, like actually grabbing a piece of ice, that can kind of help ground you to the here and now and kind of bring you back into reality. So,
Right.
yeah, we did sight, we did sound, we did touch. What am I missing? We got to do the 5 senses. Taste is
Smell.
always the last one.
Smell.
What am I missing? Smell. Yeah, that one's kind of a tough one. Sometimes I just recommend that people keep something in their nightstand. So maybe like a favorite perfume or lavender, whatever it is that you
Right.
like. And then the last one is taste. And so I recommend that people keep something in their nightstand. So maybe that is a mint, or even just taking a sip of cold water that can also, again, ground us. So that's really what we're trying to do, is grounding. I know that it can be super duper tempting in the middle of the night to like want to analyze the dream and like, why is this happening? And this
No,
happened differently
nightmare.
this time. Yeah, this is not the time. This is not the place, because you're going to continue to work yourself up even more and you're going to have an even harder time falling asleep. So enough with that.